Hi everybody, it's Maddie from Mostly Maddie. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, hello. We talk all things planners and journals. It has been a minute. I feel like I kind of fell off the face of the earth, which I sort of did after I posted my last video. We headed to Florida for vacation, and then we got home and had all contracted the flu. So we have been down for the count for over a week. It's been crazy. Like, this flu, I've never experienced a sickness like this before, and we are just kind of now getting back into our regular routine and starting to feel like we can kind of go back out in the world and not be on top of each other all the time. So it was a rough week after we got back from vacation. And anyway, with it being the end of February, I figured this would be a good time to sit down and just do a little flip through and kind of go through all of my entries for the month of February and just chat with you guys and catch up, talk about all of my journals and how things are going. If any of that is of interest to you, go ahead and grab a beverage, get your journal, and you can journal alongside me as we kind of do this flip through and just catch up. I figure we can go ahead and start in my creative journal. This is my undated journal that I kind of just grab and create in whenever I am feeling inspired. This is for any kind of entry or journaling that I want to do that doesn't really necessarily fit into my memory keeping. And yeah, this is just my place to kind of play and have fun. I honestly don't know if I've done any flip throughs of this. I've kind of been doing this one whenever it strikes me, and funny because I feel like a lot of my TikTok content blew up when I was doing all of my like junk journal spreads and stuff. However, I haven't filmed a single video of me doing any spreads in this journal. I'm not really sure what has happened. I just kind of have felt like I've been having more fun off camera and not feeling the pressure to record and film everything and make it look camera ready, if you will, which I know sounds silly, but sometimes when I am having the camera in front of me, it does take away from the creative process and me just kind of having fun with paper. It's always meant to just be fun. So I figure if it's causing me stress, then I just don't need to do it, and I can just show you guys after the fact. This spread is what I like to call a junk dump. I just had a bunch of stuff either from stores or things that I had purchased online, like a random tea bag, and I kind of collect a bunch, and then once I feel like I have enough that I can put a spread together, that's when I create these. So it's kind of nonsensical. There's no really like rhyme or reason to it. It's just ephemera from life, and this is kind of the product of that. And I do love taping things in and kind of like making things interactive so I can go back and pull things out, look at things, and just kind of have fun when I am going back through the journal. So this spread I actually did do a video for because it is for Cocoa Daisy. So I had a lot of fun doing this one. It is with the supplies that I received from the April journaling kit from Cocoa Daisy. And so I decided to do a spread about just different restaurants that we've tried since we've moved, since we are new to this city. And I was playing with this vellum paper, just seeing how I could kind of make it more interactive and fun. I printed out some pictures of different restaurants and places that we've tried, and used a bunch of different scrapbook paper. Everything other than the pictures is from the Cocoa Daisy Deluxe Journaling Kit. So I had a lot of fun just finding a way to make a spread come to life with all of the materials. So that was a really fun one to do. So a lot of times I don't feel like an entire traveler's notebook insert like warrants a trip like this doesn't really warrant a whole insert. So I often will just do like one big spread like this and just collect things as we are traveling. It's actually a paid trip. So for my other channel, I was helping promote spending time in Columbus and exploring downtown Columbus. And so I had a magazine. I cut a bunch of elements out from that and then just collected things while we were there. Like, we went to the Kozai Center, and so I cut this out of the brochure and cut some coffee sleeves. This was from the hotel that we stayed at. This was a gift card, and just some other elements from different restaurants and things that we experienced while we were in the city. This was another random junk dump of just things that had come in the mail, and I used a big Trader Joe's paper bag to kind of use as the backdrop. And yeah, just like completely random things throughout our our purchases, like an Owala kids water bottle, a new Bag Smart bag that I got, an Osprey backpack for my son. These are probably my favorite just because it is always super random, but it's such a direct reflection of our life and like things that we're doing. So I just find them to be really fun to put together. I'm not a fan of this one at all. I wanted to do kind of like a pink theme, but I just didn't really have like quite enough junk to make it work. And so yeah, this is the product of that. It's not great, but it's okay. I still had fun doing it. If you've been following any of the news in the United States, obviously there's been a lot happening, and one of the things is the National Park Service firing a ton of employees throughout the different national parks. And so it kind of lit a fire under me to renew my conservancy membership for Cuyahoga Valley National Park, which is the national park in the state of Ohio, which is where I reside. And I have spent many hours in the national park, and so I wanted to renew my membership. And then when I did, they sent these stickers, a bunch of different little elements, and so I thought, what a great way to use all of this stuff and put it into a spread. I also had a couple random tags from a purchase from Keep Nature Wild, so I included that because it kind of just went with the spread. So that's kind of the latest entries in my creative journal. Now we can move into the Hobonichi Hon, which is the A6 size, and this is where I'm doing a doodle a day, and the doodles represent something that happened in my day, something that's happening around the world, just kind of anything that strikes my fancy. Oh my gosh, it's already so funny going back and looking at these. We were at a park and I lost one of my AirPods, so we spent like 45 minutes trying to find it. We did actually end up finding it, which was really fun, and I'm very glad that we did. And so that was kind of my doodle for that day. I really need to go into detail about all of these, but they are really cool because they are direct representations of our life and just like random things that I probably wouldn't have journaled about otherwise. I just think it's like a cool visual way to look back on, different days of our life and kind of see like what I considered a highlight of the day or something like that stood out to me. For example, my son wanted to make whipped cream, and he grabbed a bowl and got a ton of baby wipes and like shoved them into this bowl and then added blueberries and a strawberry, and I just it was so funny and random. So that was my doodle for that day. I accidentally messed up. We flew on this day, and then we had ice cream, so I just put an arrow. It's always hard. I always struggle with journaling while traveling or like going back and back journaling. But I did my best here. I kind of just referred to pictures and did some doodles based off of like photos that I had taken. We saw a really beautiful sunset in Clearwater Beach over the Gulf of Mexico, so I wanted to document that. We went to the aquarium and they're all about the dolphins there, so that's why I chose a dolphin. Excuse me. And we enjoyed a spring training baseball game as well. So this is the two teams that we're playing. We are a Pirates family. This was while we were sick. I was like really struggling with what to doodle for every day. So clearly, as you can see, I just did Z's because we slept all day. I got a new cookbook and I'm super excited about it. So I doodled kind of what the cover of that looks like. And this day we were reading a ton of Piggy and Gerald books, so it felt fitting to have them be the doodle for that day. And that is it for the month of February in my Hobonichi. I can kind of quickly go through this one. This is the one that as everybody knows, I feel like kind of been struggling with keeping up with the most. I've been doing my exercise tracker in here. I need to update this week. And then for the monthly, I am tracking how long every book is taking me. So this is what February looked like, and then we can kind of go through. And over here, I write down how many miles I've run, my pace, and how long it took me. And then over here, I'm kind of talking about any media I'm consuming, mostly shows right now, like different TV shows that we've been watching, just some random notes. and I will put my workout plan, what I'm currently reading during that week. And then if I do finish a book, sometimes I'll put some quotes. I've also been keeping quotes in the back of my book because they often don't fit in that page, on that page. Like there's just not enough space. Let me see if I can find it. So like the frozen river, I had a ton of things that I annotated. So I just kind of rewrote everything out here. And I also am putting in these graphs, and this is just taking what Storygraph gives me at the end of every month and putting it into my book here. I mentioned I don't take anything with me while we're traveling, so I filled this out when we got home, and then I just wrote this because I didn't really feel like filling anything in. And I did absolutely no running this week because I was so incredibly sick, so that's why that looks like that. And then, yeah, that is February for you. My last journal to show you is my Rosy Life planner. This is my memory keeping where I do kind of memories from every single day. And I have stopped doing the weekly reports, and these have just been blank. So I don't know what the future holds for these pages. We'll see. But here is February. I don't really have like a design or a rhyme or reason for how or why I write things the way I do or the way that I do anything. I just kind of start and have fun with the pages and like see where it takes me. Every day is completely different. Like no 2 days look the same, which I think is really fun. It also challenges me to just, be a little bit more creative and like figure out ways to utilize each page. I hate this page so much, but there's nothing I can do about it. This was when we were in Columbus. And yeah, a lot of it is just like kind of just small little details about our days in our life and just things about my kids. Random quotes, like this was from a book that we got from the library, and they just thought this was like the funniest thing ever. So I wanted to document that. And I made these little Valentine's cards, and I put this one in here because my 3-year-old isn't going to hang on to it, so I figured I would put it in here. My dad sent all my kids cards, and I let my 5-year-old keep his. He usually puts them in his journal, but this one was from my baby, so for my babies, excuse me. So I just taped that right in for the day. I just think it'll be so fun to flip back in here and look at all this stuff. And it's basically like a living, breathing baby book, but it's like for the whole family, and it's more than just a photo album because there's details and things that I can write, and I just think it's going to be something that we all cherish for many, many years to come. And yeah, I had to do all of this when we got home because again, I don't take any of this stuff with me when we're traveling. Then we were sick, so it was very hard to even find anything to write about just because we literally did nothing all day but like sleep. So these days I really struggled to fill in, but still did it. And then this is the last day of February. Oh my gosh, my son, we were having a movie day just again because we were all sick, and he made these little movie tickets. So I thought it would be fun to put them in here because I just think that'll be fun to look back on and remember. And yeah, that's all of my February entries in all of my journals. I'm going to try and get back to trying to post a little more consistently. Like I said, it was just like such a weird time between traveling and then coming home and being sick. So we've been like out of our routine for over 2 weeks, and I'm just now really trying to get back into everything. So thank you for being here, and I hope you enjoyed this little flip through of all of my entries for February. If you have any questions or want to chat or anything, feel free to leave any comments in the comment box below, and I will talk to you guys again hopefully soon. Bye.